So around that week, read the paper, look for Ganas, the Ganas program. And once this comes through, and once it goes through the El Paso Museum, then the photos go down to Austin.
Austin, Texas, at the Capitol.
And what they're just out there and people can come walk and see them there?
Absolutely, they're displayed there, I believe for a week. And then they return to El Paso, and they actually travel between our different school districts so that each of our community members can see them as well.
And then in September, they go to Juarez so that we can share this regional talent and this regional expertise and the regional Ganas spirit with our sister city in Juarez. And hopefully some of their photos will be in the program too this year. We tried last year, but you know, Juarez has had some issues, and so getting folks going and making sure that we can make this work. We're going to make it happen. It may take another year, but we have a commitment to our sister city that we're going to share Ganas because we hope to get them back on their feet as soon as we can. So the exhibit goes, it's being seen here by thousands of people at the Museum of Art. It goes down to Austin. I will personally attest that there were probably 10,000 people that saw this in Austin because it was right there in the rotunda, and people sat there and watched it. And every day coming out of my office, I went by there to make sure people are looking at our stuff and making sure that this, the spirit of El Paso is being shown to the whole state. And then it comes back here, it goes to Sleta, El Paso, Canutillo, Socorro, Clint, Fabens, everybody here that's a part of the team. And then these photographs are going into a permanent exhibit, which we're now going to get going with the museum so that we have a record of these photos every year. You can imagine that it would be so wonderful in 25 years to look back at what kids were looking at in the year 2010. That's a neat deal.
Yeah, what they were feeling at that time too. So.
I want to talk now about the personal side of this. You yourself, as probably the most inspirational person being involved with this program to take it and move it forward, because it hadn't been that easy the very first year because there were so many details. But how do you see it evolving, and then in your own words, how does it affect our community?
Well, I see it as evolving as the teachers are really eager to hear their students' voices, I think, as much as we want to hear them. So I think they're really eager to participate because it is so easy for them to participate as opposed to sort of some other contests that they have. I think that's definitely one aspect. Personally, I think the Ganas photo contest is just so wonderful for our community. I think, you know, you hear it sometimes in the community about El Paso and, oh, I just want to get out of El Paso. And but I think so many people who go away from El Paso come back to El Paso because there's just a magical quality about family and community. And I think the students in our county have really articulated some of that magic through those pictures and those images, and how they feel about it and how they feel about the world. And El Paso really is a wonderful place to live. It's got a climate.
I don't know how you could say it any better than what you said. When you look at these photos, and I went through them the other day just to pick them out. We had a high-level group of folks that were in my office at a meeting, and I put the photos on the table. And they were talking about the spirit of El Paso and Juarez in these very tough times in Juarez, in the economy now, sometimes in parts of the community, people, they need some help. We need to give them the hope and dream that tomorrow we're going to make things happen, and we're going to carry on and move El Paso forward. And then you see the great community through the eyes of kids. One of the photos that we took to Austin was Chico's Tacos. And you look at a kid's view of Chico's Tacos, and it was one of the winning photos in that year's collection. And it was, this is where we go every Sunday. And we sit down, and we've done it every Sunday for 10 years. And so for me, Chico's Tacos represents a family time like Thanksgiving every week. And
Sunday,
it's hard to explain to the senator from Houston, this is Thanksgiving every week, and I want you to know it. But the photograph can explain it. And here you have this kid. So I said, let them explain it. They do it much better than I could ever do it. So here's 140 words. I think this is about a 6th grade student, by the way. And it's on Chico's Tacos, and it's like the Thanksgiving location for El Paso. This is the place that we go.
Definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about where the program goes in the future. We've got, I think it's April 19th is the deadline. And The 9th? My fault. The 9th is the deadline. And so you got to get your pictures uploaded. So please, I'm asking everyone in El Paso, if you've got a son or daughter, they're under the age of 18, please, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Load your photo. We want to see your talent. Write the 100 words. It'll go up. You can see the entire community's set of photos up there if you like to do it. And then it'll go through this juried process. That's really a lot of really interesting people looking at the photos and taking the 300 that we're going to take on the road. That's what that means. And then what we've got is the exhibition on May the 5th here in El Paso. So where we are today is we've done the first one. It was last year. We're doing the second one. Where do you see this? If we have ganas, you have ganas, I have ganas, and the whole team that's putting this on, the teachers, the most important part of helping the kids get it up, and then the heart and soul of this community, the family. What does this look like in 5 years if everything works out?
You mean if the program continues?
Well, I think the program's going to continue, but I think we have now about 1,000 people loading photos.
Oh, definitely.
What would you see if you saw this program in 5 years and you were talking to the president of Kodak? What would you be telling her?
Her, I like that. Spoken like politician. But about the project in general, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for a community to just articulate how it feels about himself. And I think the youth, if not anyone, I mean, no one could do it better than our youth because they are so honest and so open and so real and raw. And so I think it speaks to how strong a community is when you get your youth to talk about it.
You know, I think it's important that people know we went to the mayor of Juarez, who's a very close friend of mine, and asked him, we are sister cities, and when our brothers and sisters are having issues and when times are tough, we stand with you.
Sure.
And we will together defeat the dark side in your community. And we will together see our community and our region rise again with these issues that are going on in Juarez. And please, when you can, and if you can, at the appropriate time that you can, join us in ganas so that your students too are seeing their hopes and dreams, and that we can do this as a region. And when we celebrate in the Museum of Art, we can do it not just on our side on May the 5th, but on your side too, to make this work. So I'm hopeful that in the years to come, hopefully this year, if not maybe next year, that when we look at ganas and think about it as a program, it is the rise of ganas in our region, El Paso, Juarez, southern New Mexico, where we're putting ourselves, our hopes and dreams on the map to say, this is who we are. Aquí estamos, si se puede, esta comunidad. And so this program, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to please make a note of it. It is ganas. The deadline is April the 9th. Yes.
You got
and
it.
On May the 5th, in the International Museum of Art, you'll see the news well ahead of that it's coming. Please come, join us at the Ganas 2010 celebration that is really celebrating the empowerment of our children. Melissa, I want to thank you for being on the show today. Is there anything you'd like to add on how you see this great community or this wonderful program or your great school district?
Well, I'm really proud to be a part of the school district that was with this project since its inception. And I just hope that everyone comes out to participate. I hope that the teachers really jump on this opportunity to showcase their students. It's so teacher friendly, and I'm eager to see the photos. I'm eager to get this exhibition on the road. So
it really is fun looking at the photos. I mean, you could spend, it doesn't take much time to go through a bunch of photos if you're online, because you can just scroll through them. And that's actually how the competition is juried or judged, is that a group of 6 or 8 folks that really know about photos and good teachers on writing and parents of the district and others, they'll go through and look at the thing and say, oh my gosh, look at this. And so when you get online and look at it, it is really wonderful to look at these photos. I just love it. So
absolutely.
I think you're absolutely right. Well, we want to thank you for being here with us today. This has been Austin in Focus. I want to thank you and personally thank you for the opportunity to serve you. It is a humbling pleasure, and it is an honor to be the senator from El Paso, Texas, the best community in Texas. And until the Ganas opening at the International Museum of Art, we'll see you in the future. Thank you so much.